Nimrat Kaur is an actor and a daughter who lost her father, a man in uniform, to Pakistan-sponsored terrorism 3 decades ago in Kashmir. She is joining us live. Nimrat, I'm speaking to you at a time when Prime Minister Modi has addressed the nation. He has spoken to the soldiers, in fact, the warriors who fought for India during Operation Sindoor. As someone who is from the Fauji family, what are your thoughts on the wars and and particularly about this latest conflict between India and Pakistan?
Well, Maria, I am a daughter of a martyr, actually. And, that is something that I walk with a lot of awareness regarding. Because, the life that I have led, not just being an army daughter, but also being the daughter of a soldier who lost his life to terrorism in Kashmir in the year 1994. This is an ongoing problem for just too many years now. And it is a kind of a disease that has gripped our country every now and then, whether it's attacks on civilians or on our armed forces or on our on our army facilities. It's something that, it pains me from the deepest level of my heart, where innocent lives are lost, our brave soldiers are lost. So I feel like terrorism firstly has no place in this world. And when it becomes a question of our country, it feels much more personal. And every loss and every life that is lost feels personal. And Operation Sindhur, which was led by the government of India, by our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, along with our armed forces, I feel like it was a befitting reply and a response to something that needs to be nipped in the bud. It's a problem that goes so deep that the enablers of that problem and the people who back that kind of a mindset, whether it's the schooling, whether it's the grounds which are fertile enough for such heinous activities to take place, all of that needs to be uprooted in a manner that it never, ever sees the day of light again.
Nimrat, you spoke
light
about...
of day again, I'm sorry.
Nimrat, you spoke about your personal loss, having lost your father to Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. How do you look at Operation Sindoor? Will it really act as a deterrent, as the government certainly is hoping it would? You're a martyr's daughter. Will it really act as a deterrent, and will it perhaps begin the end of terrorism?
I feel like it's the strongest start we could have had. And there is nothing more important than letting them know that this simply cannot go on. See, I'm not an expert on military strategies or warfare, politics, or any of that stuff. I am a citizen of this country. I am an affected party in a way where my family and I have dealt with this loss for more than 3 decades now. We lost my father in 1994 in Verinag in Kashmir, whilst he was in service. So we lost him there to an act of calculated terrorism. It was very much, something that just wasn't a freak occurrence. It was something that was planned and executed in the most, I would say, in the most ghastly way. And, if not today, then when? If not now, then when? These are the kind of operations and these are the kind of moves and a hard sort of a stand that needs to be taken against terrorism. Who am I to say, how this is going to pan out or not? But I feel like there's nothing better and nothing more important that can and should have been done in the way that it was carried out. And they are going for where terrorism exists and for where the bedrock of such activities is somewhere set. And I feel like there is nothing more important than that as a nation, as an army daughter, as the daughter of a martyr who lost his life in action.
Nimrat, in Operation Sindoor, India actually struck 9 terror bases inside Pakistan. These were seen as launch pads, almost like factories from where the entire terror operation, ran. India carried out this operation against inside Bahawalpur and Muridke as well. What are your thoughts with regards to this name, Operation Sindoor, the code name which Prime Minister himself gave and led from the front?
You know, it really tugged at the strings of my heart, to be very honest. It was something that felt so personal because this is no coincidence. The loss feels personal. He has gone on to say that, this is not just a name for him. It is a choice because something so symbolic of a woman's marital bliss and her identity being married to somebody has been robbed from her in broad daylight. And the life that she's going to lead from here on is going to be devoid of that, um, just the presence of her loved one, the man that she was married to. And we all know what a sindoor symbolizes. It's very personal. It's extremely hard hitting. And somewhere all of us knew why this is a choice. This is not something that is a secret or in any way a mystery.
To you, and particularly, when the communication was happening during the entire operation, one thing that stood out for me personally was those 2 women officers, and of course with the Foreign Secretary, Colonel Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika. Did it actually play out on your mind as well, that how effective it was and how high on symbolism and messaging as well?
Oh, 100%. It was no coincidence again. And I feel like we aren't the only ones, Maria. It's not just you and me. I think that the whole nation stood up and, we all had that moment of pride that, you wanted to break us on our unity. You wanted to break us. You wanted to hit us below the belt in a way, figuratively speaking. And you have somewhere hit us where it hurts the most, and nothing and no one can come in the way of us as a nation. And for that communication to go through via 2 strong women who belong to different social backgrounds, and they represent different parts of a society and parts of our country. This is India, and this is what I feel so proud of. 2 women in uniform leading the way, telling the enemy and telling the perpetrators of the peace of our country, really, what is absolutely not going to happen here on.
Nimrat Kaur, thank you for joining us on NDTV. That's all from me on this edition of The Last Word.